We have a tradition from the Gaon Mevilna, Mesorah, that there's just about 6,000 verses, Pesukim, in the Torah. It's really Hachama, which is 5,845. Now it's close to 6,000, which we say in the Midrash, 6,000 years Haveh Alma will be this world. So the great Gaon says, every year from day one, year one, is verse 1. And it tells a story of creation, what happened in history, every verse. Now what's going to happen in year 5,845? That's the end of the verses. We don't know, maybe something significant. We don't think Mashiach has to wait till then. We hope he's coming now. But maybe a stage of it, like Tichiyat HaMeitim, which is a stage of Mashiach. Or it could be something else. But whatever it is, we'll notice it when it comes. But still the rule applies. And you see many things when you check out things in history, how the Pesukim, you could play with dates and find them and see what it says. Now, how would you add anything up from the Pesukim? Very simple. First of all, at the end of every chapter, there's a Mesorah, how many Pesukim verses there are. So you could add them up. But if you want to take a book, at least the stone edition, Chumash, has, before the Haftarot, in case you wanted to snapshot that page, it has each book how many verses. In Bereshit, there's 1534, and etc. Now, let's take this idea and look something up. We know that if you take our year in Hebrew, this year is 5785. And in the secular year, it's 2025. If you minus that from that, you get 3760. Now, what's 3760 that year meaning? What's that going to do for us? What are we looking for? Well, that's when the solar calendar years went to 0, because we minused it from our calendar. 0 is when the whole religion began, or when Yeshu was born. It would be so significant, something big like that there's a religion for 2,000 years, that when it began, it should be not documented in the Torah, everything is, but it would be apparent even. Something great, meaning big. Not that it was great, it was something that turned the whole world upside down, but it was part of our exile and part of what we needed to go through and all that. So it would be something that would show significantly in the verses where we could tell. So I just was playing around. I didn't know if it was going to be in there or not. But then I noticed. Now, how are you going to add up? How are you going to find 3760? So very simple. Add Bereshit, add Shemot, which is, I told you the number of Bereshit. Shemot is 1209. Shemot. Vayikra is 859. And B'midbar, now stop, just because I did the math. So I'll tell you, whatever number that is, I don't have the numbers with me. If you take now B'midbar itself, you only need the first chapter, which is B'midbar, meaning that whole parasha. And at the end, it tells you again, how many Pesukim? Kuf Nun Tet, 159. So if you add up that, plus the 159, it's going to be 3761. So all you do is move up one verse, and you'll get to 0. So it ends with Pasuk Kaf, 20 here. So 19 is going to be the key phrase when Yeshu was born. Who knows what it's going to say in there? Now look what it says. I'll just lift it up again. The second to last Pasuk. Down here it says, Vezot asu lahem, if you can see it. Vezot asu lahem, this they did. V'chayu velo yamutu, and they lived and did not die. Begishtam et kodesh hakodashim, when they touched the Holy of Holies, Aharon ubanav yavo'u, Aaron and his sons went, v'samu otam ish ish al vodato vel masa'o, they did their work. Where does that say anything about anything? So I happened to notice, with Hashem's help, Vezot asu lahem. Vezot, this. What do you mean this? There's a baby here now, because the baby, he was born. Who is this baby? God is telling us, Vezot, and this, asu, Esav. Asu is the word Esav. This baby is Esav. God is telling the world. Wow, he said it. He documented it. He revealed it. He spilled the beans on it. Now, how do we know this is true? I'm not guessing. It happened to work out with what the Arizal says. It's a famous, common thing. When you study, people talk about it. The Arizal says in his books, Esav came back as Yeshu. Yeshu is a reincarnation of Esav. And the logic fits. Esav came to take the blessings away from Yaakov. And as we got the exile, that's called the Goyim or Esav getting the blessings from Yitzchak. And we lost it. Not that we lost our religion. We just lost to have dominion over the world. And Esav got it. So he came back as the guy who's going to get it. What a measure for measure. Esav wants the brachot, so God said, you come down and you get them. The religion will come out of you. That's who got the brachot, Christianity. And that's who's been beating us up for 2,000 years. Rome, who's the fourth exile when we say Babylon, Persia, Greece, and Rome turned into Christianity instead of being Rome on the map. And this way the Christianity, according to Rabbi Kessin, can follow the Jews all around the world, which is what our history is. So look at that. Hashem spilled the beans on who this baby is. It's Esav, and now it's right there to see. Of course, there's much more to talk about, Bezat Hashem, but just to see that, it's a very big eye-opener.